What time is it by you, Joy?
It is 9:33, and welcome everybody to this is Joey Chandler with Funk to Flow Training, and I am doing my morning interviews with people who have thoughts and opinions and are doing awesome things. And today I have the super awesome Patrik Bach with us today. And Patrik's coming all the way from, are you in Italy or Switzerland these days, Patrik?
I'm in Switzerland right now.
Awesome. All the way from Switzerland. So thank you for staying up late, taking time away from your family. And for everyone who doesn't know about this, I have a training. It's called Funk to Flow. We help people get past their I suck voices to do the things that they know to do. And I interview people who are doing awesome, amazing things because I figure we all need help just taking that next step forward, So Patrik, why don't you give us a little rundown of what you're doing these days and what you're up to?
Well, hi Joy. First of all, thanks for having me. And thanks for having me in the evening because it's evening by us. So it's already dark and it's not morning like by you. Well, I'm here in Switzerland and right now I'm finishing my working day. And as you already know, but people that are going to listen don't know, I'm in a transitional period where I'm transitioning from my actual job, which is a company dealing with bathroom products. And I'm importing and distributing bathroom products on the territory of Switzerland. And I'm going to develop my program about parenting. And that's the transition period. Gonna be quite long because it's not such an easy transition, but I plan like for a year more or less to transition into the new job. And also most probably that you got to know, I think last time we have been speaking together, we're going to be making most probably a world educational tour, let's say, where we're going to be visiting and with my wife and my two kids. We have 2, 9 and 11 years old. We're going to be traveling a little bit the world for at least a year and going to visit a lot of schools, a lot of people that resonate with our thinking on and methodology about parenting. So that's what we have as a big plan for the next future.
Wow! So you're packing up everything and hitting the road for a year?
I guess it's gonna be even more, but the packing stuff gonna be very long because we plan to leave like end of this year. So we have like 11 months in front of us to plan everything very carefully. It's not just a touristic trip where we're going to be just heading here and there to have visits, etc. of the cities, but we actually want to plan to visit a lot of schools and educational center communities and people like psychologists and a lot of people that matter in the field of education as we see it, as it resonates to us, which is completely different from the standard academic education that we see in normal schools.
Wow. So I wasn't expecting to ask this, but so a lot of people, I'm sure, have dreams of traveling the world with their family. Like that, you aren't the first person to have that dream. I know there's websites of people doing it, but I think very, very few people actually like pull the trigger and say, this is what we're going to do and start putting the actions into place. Like how, and for anybody who's kind of in that process of taking that big leap, and really it's a big leap for anything, but taking that big leap, tell them how you walked through that, or how you and your wife were able to come to this and be able to say, yeah, this is what we're going to do, and what's it been like since you made that decision?
Well, we are actually recidivo, when you make something over and over, like you would say for a criminal that is recidive, like he makes something and then he makes it again. So it's in a funny way, of course, because we did that quite a few times already in the past. I've been living abroad. My wife has been living abroad. We met abroad. We moved in 3 different countries. So it's kind of, I think it's a mindset that you have of, first of all, for me, what is very important is not being too attached to what is material, which for me doesn't really matter. Like I enjoy things, of course, but I want to use things in order to have a better lifestyle, if you want. But what really cares, what I really care about, and what really matters for me is people. So it doesn't really matter where I am, what I'm doing, etc. What I want to have, of course, is the loving people I have around, my family. And so for me, the trigger of, is just looking for a next step, a next level, what I want to achieve, and set my goals. And with my wife, we are pretty much on the same on the same track for this. And we realized that this new journey we want to go along with, it's about parenting, because we want to improve, like everyone, I am sure, that wants to improve as a person, as a parent. But very often we're just stuck in a routine, and we don't really know how to get to the next level, to make that next step. And I realized that at the end of the day, it's just about, realizing what we are here for, and that we have to make these steps. Otherwise, we are just, going on, and you talk with people that they are already maybe 60, 70, 80, or even worse, people that they are close to, the end of their life, and they realize that they haven't done so many things, and they have so many regrets, etc. And I don't want to have that. So as I did when I was 25, and I just quitted my job, I left everything, and I went to pursue my dream of being a diving instructor, and I left Switzerland, and I've been living for 10 years in Egypt, making that job. The same thing is pretty much now. So I feel like I'm kind of stuck with this kind of work, etc., that doesn't resonate with me anymore. And what I want really to do is to contribute, to go, first of all, to my kids, of course, to become a better father. And possibly, I don't really want to stop there. I want to contribute to others, so to other parents. And I want to collect as many information as possible and to give them to other people in order for them to realize how and what they can do to become better parents and better human beings at the end of the day. So the trigger for me is just realizing what you want and go for it. Just don't get stuck. Life is short, so we have to go and get what we want.
Awesome. It sounds like you're like traveling has been in your blood. Like traveling and exploring, that's not new to you. So this for those of us who look at it like, whoa, that's really big. But this has been at least sounds like percolating for a while, and it's a reflection of who you are and what your dreams are.
I love traveling. Yeah, I love visiting new places. I love being in touch and in contact with new people, but not only new people, because you can get new people around your environment, but new cultures. So I got so much from the 10 years I've been spending abroad, and I've been in Egypt for 10 years. It's true, I didn't really travel. But in the environment I was completely submerged with people, and every day in contact with people from literally all around the world. So, and it's enriching you so much. So I love that, and my wife loves that as well. So we really want to discover and to see as much as possible from this big but at the end small world.
Wow, that's awesome. And so I'm assuming, you'll have a Facebook page and all that kind of stuff as you guys get traveling.
Yeah, exactly. We're setting up a Facebook page, and we're not 100% sure about the name, etc. Now we are just working right now on everything. So I'm gonna let you know possibly as soon as possible, as soon as everything gonna be set up. We're gonna have also a website where we're gonna be posting our blogs parallelly to Facebook, and we're gonna of course give all the information, and we're gonna be making also most probably very soon an educational course as well with all the information we gathered so far. And we really want to contribute as much as possible for people to be able to become better parents. I haven't been the father I wanted to be for quite a few years, and I'm just getting now aware much more about how I want to become. And so that's, again, it's a journey. It's a, and it's I really love what I see as I want to become, and what I want to have as a relationship with my children when they're gonna be grown up, when they're gonna be adults. I want to be a friend with them. And, very often you hear about people that, you are a father, you're a mother, so you can't be a friend with your kids, which I think is completely, I don't know how to say it in a nice way, because people are going to see this, but it's a bollock. Maybe it's better than what I had in mind. And I think that's completely the opposite. We have to get rid of the idea of having to control our children, and we have to be just accompanying them, giving them the experience we have, because that's the only thing we have more than them. And in making so, become their best friends. So the people they can really rely on, no matter what age, no matter in what state they're going to be, what they're going to be doing, what they're going to be passing through. There is someone that's going to be always there for them, and has to be unconditionally there. Not only when they're good, when they make good things, when they make what you think they should be making, but always for them.
Got it. I love it. One thing I was thinking is I don't know, you're probably already doing this, but if you aren't, I would also encourage you. It sounds like you have you have 10 or 11 months to go before in the planning process. I would really encourage you to put that, put all the stuff that you work through, put that on your blog and your Facebook. Make that part of your what you're sharing as well, because I think that's that struggle, the struggle to get to something, is something that I know myself and a lot of people struggle with, and your experience and what you're sharing would really, I'm sure, contribute to them, to let them know that just because they don't have it worked out, as I'm sure you don't have it 100% worked out, that process, taking those baby steps, will it's just part of the journey. And I think you sharing this part of the journey would really be powerful for people.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. That's I didn't think actually about it, but it's definitely very powerful, because very often you see people that they are already making the journey, they're already on the way of realizing the dream, etc., and they are on the way. And but they don't see that. You all the time say, he's already at that point. He's at that point because of this, because of that. But we all have to get there. We all have to make the first step. And I have a very nice sentence in my office, actually, where I'm right now, which says in Italian, it's un viaggio di 1000 chilometri inizia sempre, sorry, I'm watching the wall, inizia sempre con un piccolo passo, from Lao Tzu, which is a journey of 1000 kilometers, always starts with a small first step.
Yes.
And so from that first step until the moment you're going to actually take off, there is a lot of struggle. But as somebody that we very, very good know, he says, honor the struggle. So Brandon Bouchard is one of my mentor personally. And I really love that, because, and your advice, I really love it too, because probably going to show to people that from now until the 11 months from now, so all this period, we're going to have to make hell of things. And I know we're going to achieve it. I know we're going to do it, but it's going to be a big struggle. And, just honor it and go forth step by step.
Yeah, one of my fundamental beliefs is that our negative thoughts and our I suck voices, they change over time. So my guessing is that you'll have certain things that come up while you're preparing, and then you'll have certain things when you first start your journey, and then a few months in you'll have other thoughts. And I think it'd just be great to share all that with you. So moving on. So we have, as always on these talks, we talk about one of the UR words that comes out, and we've had a few come out recently, and the one that we talked about is caring, which is obviously an awesome word. I think it's something that we could use a lot more of in the world today. And so what I always ask is, where in your life have you been caring? Where do you see that as a great example in your life?
Well, again, I guess with my children, first of all, but what immediately comes in my mind when you said caring as a word is actually not, I have to be very honest, it's not what I care about, but what I should be caring more about. And I think very often, and pretty much resonates to everyone, I think that we are so much involved in, in our daily routine with work, with 100 things you have to do, and maybe 90 you can't do for the end of the day, etc. And at the end of the day, you get home to the people that really matter in your life, because, to be honest, it's not the colleague, it's not the client, it's not this, it's not that. Everyone you have to care about, everyone is important. But what you really love and what you are loved from is your family. So your relatives and the very close relatives, your wife, your spouse, your kids. And very often I realize myself that I have to and mentally and say to myself, I have to care more, because with my wife, for instance, even especially in periods when you struggle, when everything is fine, it's very easy. And when you struggle because there is an objective, there is a goal that you want to achieve, maybe even in common, but there are a lot of steps to achieve it and to get to it. It's normal, you have conflicts, you have things that maybe you think a little bit differently, and all these small things, they put you in a state of mind where you maybe, hate is a big word, but you don't like the way she's acting, or she doesn't like the way you're acting, or you hope she would be acting differently, etc. So there is a lot of these mental, trips who are going on all day long in our minds. And what we really have to try to achieve is to control our mind, to be more aware, and to get back to your state of mind and say, we have to care more. I have to care more for my wife. because she's always there, whatever I do, whatever I make, in whatever mood I am, and I'm coming home and she's there, she's preparing my lunch or my dinner, and she loves me. And so we can't always be in the best mood, but we have to care more. So first thing that comes in my mind is that we have to care more, and we have to be aware about that.
Got it. And who in your life just exudes caring to you? Who's that person that just is the great example of someone who cares?
Great example. Well, I would say I have quite a few in mind, which are all mentors for me that I'm listening to right now. They're not even people I know personally, but are people that you feel their integrity through their words. They are big people, big names that you know, like Brandon Bouchard that I named before, Tony Robbins, and Deepak Chopra. And these are the people that I'm listening very much about now. And of course, there are also friends of mine, very close friends of mine. I don't have almost any members of my family anymore, unfortunately. But you really feel through their integrity, through their words, that they are people they care. And not only because they are selling themselves goods, but because you know that behind the scenes, even though not always they say it, or most of the time they don't even say about, they make huge things that show the care they have for others, like, you know, paying and giving food to millions of people. And it's not only these huge things, they don't have to be big things, but when you see people that they really care, they are there with you, they have eye contact, they give you the full, you know, their full attention when they talk to you, and that's really care. And I'm also, you know, a novice in it, because I've been so full and so immersed in all my nonsense things that very often I realized that I was talking to people, and after 2 minutes you realize you don't even remember what they talked about because you are too much in your mind. And so, right, care is just being there with the people you have in front.
Yeah. Is there anyone in your life, like, this is something I really push for folks for, is to encourage them to think about who's in their immediate community, because I'm a big believer that if we have stronger connections with our immediate community, we feel more empowered, we feel more able. So is there anybody just that you know your neighbors, friends, that you're like, yeah, that person just really cares, that has that presence that you're talking about?
I have quite a few, I have to be honest. People that are in my community. I got, you know, like 3 or 4 years ago, we started a journey with my wife in the spiritual world, if you want. And we got in touch more and more with people that they are like-minded like us, and they are openly talking about God, about creation, about universe, things that, especially here in Switzerland, you know, I have to criticize myself as well, but probably because I've been traveling, I opened up my horizons a bit more. People are too submerged nowadays and too much into material things, so they don't care anymore. So they think they can buy other people to care about what they should be caring about. So they take, you know, they work more and they get more money in order to have people taking care of their kids when they should be taking care of their kids. And getting into this path that we're making, we got to know a lot of people that they managed to get a little bit disconnected from this, you know, overflow of material things, and they're really caring. So you see that when you talk to them, even just on the phone, but especially if you meet them, they are there for you. And I have friends like, you know, Rocco is one, I could mention some, and Gigi, and Tiziano. I have friends in my community that they are really caring, and you feel that if you call them up and you say, I need something and I need help from you, or I need just to talk, they're going to be just, you know, there for you, and they're going to be listening for 10 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours, whatever you need. And it's not like they're going to put all the other things before as a priority. Or one person, if I just can take 1 more minute, I have a very good friend, Mohammed. He's a doctor from Egypt that I got to know back in, from 2000, I know him. And he's a fantastic person. And I called him up like a couple of months ago. I had, you know, all of us, we have ups and downs. And I called him up one evening, spending something like 50 euro. I noticed after when I received the bill, because it was an international call. But I called him up and we spent like an hour on the phone, and he has been just, I'm so grateful to him, because he's really, if you call him up, if I call him and I need to talk, he's just there, and whatever he's doing, he stops and he's there to share and to help you, to support you. So this is really what the human contact is, at the end of the day, what really matters.
That's awesome. Well, as I always do, I always encourage you to let that person know, let Mohammed know what he means to you, because I think that's one way to show caring. But I love all that. What you said exactly true. So, and the last part of this always is, if you were being caring, what actions might you be able to take the next couple of days, and something that's important to you?
I'm trying to be as much caring as possible, but we can always improve, and we can only improve. We should only improve, never get back. If I should be taking some actions in next days, I should be probably, as you just mentioned, I'm having a gratitude book right now. I'm journaling every evening, and I should probably not stop just journaling, but also, reading some of the lines I'm journaling to my wife, to my friends. When I put them into the journal, I should also maybe call them up the next day and say, look, I've been journaling about you, and I put you in my lines because I'm really grateful about this, and not only putting it on the journal. So that could be an idea that you made me get in my mind, that it's could be very powerful and very improving very much what I, as a human being, as I am now.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing. I mean, it's so funny because we think about people all the time, right? Like, oh, they're so awesome, but we don't tell them that. We don't let them know what they've meant to us, or what they, and how great it would be for you to get that call, right? If someone called you up and said, as I'm sure you've done for numerous people, Patrik, you made a huge difference. That's the call that we all want to get. That I think that for anyone who really cares, that's all you want to know, is that you have made a difference. And if you could do that for someone, that's a huge. It would just extend your gratitude, beyond yourself and into them.
Yeah, and about beyond yourself, very often we are not even grateful enough to ourselves. So we are probably our worst enemies most of the time, because we are beating ourselves up for everything, instead of recognizing and realizing that we're also making a lot of goods, and which is also one of my problems. So I'm always judging myself and criticizing. I could be better, I could have done better, etc. And it's true, we can do better, but we also have to, realize that we have been doing some good. So we have also to recognize that and be grateful to ourselves as well. So love ourselves and love all the others. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Patrik, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time. And when you do get the Facebook group or your newsletter, whatever that is, let me know, and I'll post it back here so that people can stay in touch with you and follow you on that journey. And for everybody else, thank you for watching this. Please like this if you're watching this on the replay. And if you would like to receive the UR emails, I will put a link down below so that you can get them every day, and you can see something, hear something like you're amazing, or you're brilliant, or you're, in this case, caring, and because it just makes for a great way to start the day. Thank you all. You have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks, Joey. Bye-bye.